There's no World Wide Web yet. There's no iPhone, iPad, Androids, nothing like that. On the backside, it's all there. And I want to take you into a moment where 20 years ago, Seymour Papert was sort of just on the backside of the clicker, right before the World Wide Web. And he was with a bunch of 4-year-olds. This is a famous MIT professor. And he's hanging out with a bunch of 4-year-olds in preschool. And one of the preschool students asked, "How do giraffes sleep?" And nobody knew, including Seymour. As brilliant as Seymour Papert is, he didn't know. So all these kids start brainstorming, like, wow, how could they sleep? They start thinking, maybe they're putting their head on, on a branch or something like that, and maybe they're just laying down, but how would they get back up? There are all these questions and questions after questions just bubbling up. And Seymour doesn't know the answer, but then later he goes home and he has this wall of books, encyclopedias, books, all kinds of stuff. And he pulls down an encyclopedia and he reads and he figures out how giraffes sleep. And as he's doing this, he's thinking, it's too bad a lot of these students don't have access to this kind of library that I have, but someday they will have these devices that will allow them to point and gesture and do whatever they want, but very intuitively bring up videos and photos and all these things of giraffes sleeping all over, from around the world, and then they'll know how giraffes sleep. And of course, that's true. So, I was in the middle of nowhere, Illinois, a couple weeks ago, thinking about Seymour Papert 20 years ago, and realizing that knowledge machine exists, right? It's your phone, it's your iPad, whatever it might be. So I pulled out my phone in the middle of nowhere, and I decided to figure out how do giraffes sleep, because Seymour doesn't actually tell you how giraffes sleep. So I pulled out my phone and looked up on YouTube, and I got 56,000 videos about giraffes. And then I decided, maybe videos aren't for everybody, so you can go to Google Scholar and you can look up a Google Scholar article, and you get this article that says it analyzes 152 nights in 5 adult and 3 other giraffes, so 8 giraffes over 152 nights, and they figure out that they have a paradoxical sleep, which was recognized by the peculiar positioning of the head on the croup. Now, I don't actually know what a croup is, and then you can go to Google Images, and you can look up giraffe sleeping, and you get these images like this, and you kind of figure out what a croup is. And all of this can be done, and this is what this is what he called the knowledge machine. He thought of this 20 years ago, this age of the knowledge machine, and here we are.